What is up, my beautiful Libra friends? How's it going? I hope this video finds you guys well. Welcome to the Intuitive Teacup. That is me. You are Libra. You just had the 10 of Pentacles fly out. We're going to keep that. Welcome, guys. We're going to do your February 2020 readings. These are general readings. Because of that, not everything I say will resonate with all the Libras out there. It is up to you, beautiful Libra squad, to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. Ultimately, please only take away the messages that serve you in some capacity, that resonate, that inspire you, that motivate you, that confirm something you needed to hear. That is what I'm trying to do here. If something feels strange or foreign, don't make it your message. I'm laughing as this card comes out because it's like this exorcism, being told what to do, and it's like, it's like you receiving those messages. If it feels weird, if it feels like a demon, reject it, right? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, please use your best wisdom, your guidance, your intuition, right? What else do I need to tell you? Everything else about this video is written in the description box below, including the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media channels. I'm the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram, as well as .com. Check out my website if you're interested in learning more about me, about my tarot journey. As always, I ask for you to like, share, subscribe wherever you can, including on this video. It's a good exchange of energy, right? You're not paying for this reading. So even if not all of it is your message, it shows that you're here, you're showing up, and you're sending out good messages to those in your soul tribe, your fellow Libras, however you associate, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Got a few more decks to shuffle, so bear with me here. What else do I need to tell you? Give yourself time for these messages to resonate. Not everything is going to click for you instantly. If it does, that's great. It's fantastic. But interesting. You have the Lovers twice, as well as the Devil. Hot, steamy sex with a long-term partner that you end up marrying and having kids with. Wow, very, very strong messages in love, particularly Capricorn and Gemini and a water sign. Let's see. I totally lost my train of thought. Give these messages time to resonate. Not everything is going to click for you instantly. So don't put pressure on yourself to try and force something to fit in the moment. If it fits, take it and run with it. If not, you can release it or hold on to it for later because something may click later down the line. All right, I got one more deck to shuffle and we're going to hop in for my Libra gang, my beautiful Libras. Libras for roughly February 2020. Libra, two more cards for Libra, February 2020. February 2020 for Libra. All right, one more. Okay, let's do it. So your energy, Wheel of Fortune, 9 of Wands, and 10 of Pentacles. Okay, that's the card that came out. Yeah, these are bomb cards. When you get 10 of Pentacles and Wheel of Fortune flat out, that usually means financially things are going to be okay, if not significantly improving. I'm not a hype man. I'm not the reader that tells you you're going to win $1 million, though that would be nice. But yeah, these two cards are very much cards of wealth and of good fortune. So if it's not literal money, it's recognizing the richness and the value you place on the things in your life, on the people in your life. It could also be, especially because this is like the wounded warrior, if you're recovering from some like long-standing major health issue, it's like the restoration of the body, of the family, of like something about roots. So I don't know if you've had to go and take care of a parent or a child or somebody who is maybe suffering from some health stuff, but it does seem like the wheel is progressing in the right direction. It's almost like the snow will be thawed eventually, the difficult patch, the rough patch, like the coldness. Something about it melts. This does talk about the changing of time, of cycles, so seasonal change too. It may get better as we head more towards like springtime, something like that. Presenting as your energy though, yeah, there's something you've been working tremendously hard on or potentially someone around you. Yeah, I do keep wanting to go back to health issues. If you've just been exhausted lately, it seems like something picks up that reinvigorates you. And it may have to do with getting a lump sum of money, right? Maybe you get a better, maybe you get a pay raise or you get some sort of payout that you've been waiting on. Maybe you finally sell your home. Maybe you finally sell a painting, right? Could be a lot of things. Pentacles speak about money, the home, the body, our job, physical things you can reach out and touch. So again, objects, paintings, this, that, furniture. It could be anything like that. It's like it's been a long time coming. You're exhausted, but you still got that little zest in you, that little fight in you. That's going to serve you well because eventually something is going to come in and release the burdens for you. All this energy and labor that you've been giving, potentially in a workplace. That's sort of is what this feels like. Yeah, it's going to offer you release release and relief. 9s are close to the end of a cycle. Once we reach that 10, you can put the bullshit down. You don't have to deal with it anymore. So yeah, it's like you're very much on the cusp of something really big happening, so don't give up. For those who needed to hear this message, you're really close to like the finish line here. 2 cards of Sagittarian type energy. This is a Jupiter card, so it's all about expansion as well as good fortune. The 4 fixed zodiac signs are always shown on the Wheel of Fortune. So you have Aquarius. We are in Aquarius season. As well as Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. If any of those signs mean anything to you, those may be your coworkers. That may be a project team you're working on. Particularly something with the number 4 people. It's like a solid foundation from which you are going to grow and like capitalize on, something like that. All right, let's throw, do we want to throw anything else on that? No, we're going to move on. Let's look at your challenger focus because that's going to be more helpful to you. Wow, you guys, you have the 10 of Cups twice. The 10 of Cups is such a beautiful card. It's always just so happy. It's cups, so it's our heart space. It's what brings us joy, what makes us happy, the people we love. And it does talk about the long term. It's frequently shown with families, parents, children. Again, something about the house. It's a card of Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer, water signs, if that means anything to you. But it's frequently what they refer to as like the fairy tale ending, all the dreams coming true. So again, this doesn't happen overnight. It's not a Cinderella story, but you're on your way to something really big, particularly involving building a home, building a family, or a career that your heart is very much invested in. What's interesting, though, is it's coming up as your challenger focus. Are you having trouble committing to it? Are you having trouble convincing other people to see the vision of it? And if so, why are you giving up your power to other people? I'm almost getting like, F the haters, like you do you. If you know in your heart that you see great potential and option in this, there's no reason not to go after this. Something about you see great potential. You can envision what it will be in the future and how good it's going to feel, how happy it will make other people, how much creative energy you have to give to this. But there's something about signing a document or a contract. Yeah, being afraid to step out of the comfort zone, and it may involve the team you're working with. Some of you have a great idea and like the team may have a good idea, but you don't like the players. Yeah, you don't trust someone on the team. The liar, cheater, thief card, or if it's not that, it's someone who's just like shady dealings, clandestine, undercover. People aren't speaking their truth. They're hiding their thoughts. Yeah, there's something about someone is very much a victim. It's woe is me. And I don't think it's you, Libra. I think it's this person, but it's this constant like having to cater to the difficult person on your team. It's requiring you to hold back and have a lot of strength and endurance to power through again to the end goal. You're presenting as a page, a student, a child. So this is saying like, and no shade, I don't mean this in a condescending way. There's lots of room for you to grow. It's fantastic that you can see the vision, and that is amazing. You should absolutely chase that dream and follow it. But there is a reason to make sure you have all the knowledge. Think about it. You're being asked to think about the details. And I have to be honest, it may have to do with reordering or reassembling something, or again, shuffling out the members of who you're working with. You may have I don't like to do fear-based readings, but I'm getting something like you may have a rat in the mix. Somebody who's going to poison the well of all these beautiful cups you're trying to, fill to the brim, and your cup runneth over, and this happy joy. There's something weighing on it, straining. It's holding you back, literally. Sometimes this is the card of being a miser, holding on to things too tightly, being greedy, not wanting to give your all. It has to do with this team dynamic and not trusting. It could be the person in charge. I have to be honest. Something about this, it's like your perspective here. This is a card of the Hierophant. It's a very funny depiction. It's Haunted House Tarot. But it's like he's trying to perform an exorcism to get the demon out, or the opposite, right? He's trying to, whatever. It's something that you don't trust the word that's being spoken. You don't trust who's giving the orders. You don't trust that when they say, come this way, Libra, it's safe, it's fine, I got you. You're kind of like, and the reason being, you see the shadow of this person. You see the darker energy. You see the clandestine victim or lower vibing energy. You see right through them. The shadow outweighs the reality of them, or the shadow outweighs the light, if you want to say it. And there is something important about this being presented as the priest who's two-faced. there's a duality to it. I keep wanting to say you don't trust the leadership or whoever is giving orders or leading the charge on this project. Some of you are actually thinking you'd be better off to go and do it on your own, even if you don't have as much experience, even though you don't have the clout, the authority, the title that this person has, even like, it could even be like the traditional background, the traditional degree or education it would require to do this. Some of you are toying with the idea of venturing off because it's like you don't agree with what this person is preaching. Your vision, your creativity is much more like lush and abundant. Sorry, guys. So why are you holding on to this idea that you need to follow suit? I think you want to break away from the pack. You want to be the leader of the pack, like that song. I love that song, the Shangri-Las. And it may involve going to get like a business license, some sort of document, courthouse, a legal document. I mean, you are Libra, you are the judge, the scales. It may just be stepping into your power as the point of authority, or going after some sort of job title that, again, it allows you to assert your power more, or establish some sort of equality within a team dynamic, or setting the scales straight, rebalance, hitting reset. Because something about, I do keep wanting to say the power dynamic or the team dynamic, something is off and you sense it. Your intuition, that big old moon, your intuition is telling you not to trust this person. Something about this relationship, that person in leadership, they have a weird situation going on with their child. I don't know if their child is constantly in trouble. And again, that sort of like reflects poorly on their parenting skills. So then it's like you put them in like leadership where they're like the parent of the office, or, the whatever. It's kind of like you really question this person. It could definitely be a Taurus. It could also be an Aquarius. I don't know why it's coming up as something about their relationship with a child, or they might be very immature. They may be the youngest person in the work team. I don't know what that has to do. Let's throw something on it. I don't know why I'm being called to say something about the child in relationship to this. It may have to do with like robbing someone of their purity, their innocence. Here's what I mean by that. It's not like a weird sexual thing. It has to do with, and I shouldn't have said that. That sounded super insensitive. I'm sorry. It's not like a corrupt sexual thing. It has to do with robbing the group, the team, of all these very like innocent, creative, magical ideas they have of what if we went this way, and what if we used this music, and what if we, our marketing strategy was this and that. This person like rains on their parade. They take the wind out of your sails. It's a metaphor in terms of like the parent being like, no, you can't do that. No, we're not doing that. It's very rigid. This is all about traditionalism, structure, rules of the church. If you want to take that into like a metaphor. You are being asked to look at yourself in the mirror and recognize your own value and your contributions to this team. This is really funny. This is saying to me, you're going places, kid. Like, get in the limo. Like, let's follow this idea. Let's go down this new path. Let's pursue this more. Because this is really interesting. Again, I don't like to do fear-based readings, but this is saying to me, if you stay in this dynamic where flat out, like your intuition, universe, spirit, God, is flat out telling you something's not right about this dude. And it doesn't have to be a male, but I did say that, right? So for a lot of you, it probably is. If you stay in a situation where, again, there's shady stuff going on, maybe there's illegal activity, maybe they're stealing funds, or something about their strategy, again, it's very, it's just not vibing high. Something about the way things are being done, you morally or ethically don't agree with it. Or if it's not as extreme as that, you just sense that something is off about this person, you're right. So it's like, if the building is on fire, run. You use your logic, your intelligence. I do kind of want to say there's something either unsafe or just unsatisfying. I don't even know what the word is. What I'm basically getting at is, don't sit in the tower that you know is on fire. It also is a metaphor for you constantly having to put out fires on the team, especially like emotional, like people just kind of being drama queens and, well, I worked all night and it's time for you to do something. It's a lot of like ugh. It's so not Libra energy. It feels very much like you're surrounded by just like babies. Maybe that's what this is. Immature people. You're surrounded by people where you're like, really, guys? Really? You're constantly having to clean up messes, put out fires. This is saying to me, rather than like watching it explode in front of your very eyes, what if you were to like take a chance and go on that interview at the new workplace? What if you were to actually start seeing yourself through the eyes of like, through the eyes of God, I just heard. I mean, yes, sure, because God loves you, right? You know, God or universe, whatever, they see you as the $1 million. They see you as like this great opportunity or this great leader. What if you started viewing yourself in an executive role, in a leadership role, if you're not already? It has something to do with aligning the vision of seeing yourself as you truly are. So you may have constantly be put down or belittled or told that you're not good enough. And yet both these cards are indicating like, girl, bye. I don't have time for you. I am the King of Wands, right? I am the leader. I am, something like taking the charge, or something about the front lines. Leading the charge towards a career that is more in tune with what your heart wants. And also there's something more angelic. There's something more healing about the way that you want to do your thing. You rule with kindness is what I'm getting. And yeah, you're trying to escape the mental chaos of... If this is in metaphor, it feels like you're being prostituted, or prostitution, or... something about they're using your skill and your talent, but they're not paying you what you're worth, or they're not seeing the beauty, the light of what you actually do. Abort. It's time to leave. That's what it is. I heard abortion and I was like, I don't know what that has to do with this. It's like, again, in metaphor, I hope this, whatever. I'm not going to put my spin on it. The term abort, it has to do with this. Run. Right? Like, you know it's on fire. You know this isn't working out. Get yourself to stable ground. Get yourself out of the chaos, the conflict. This isn't necessarily saying, quit your job, right? Use your logic, use your intuition, but your intuition is serving you well. This feeling you have about someone just being kind of crooked. You don't trust them. You wouldn't trust them with your child. You wouldn't trust them with your money. You wouldn't trust them with this project. Those feelings are coming up for a reason. You are of the mind. You are an air sign. Your logic is on point. If you sense something, it's not without reason. It's very rational. It's very logical. So something about this whole situation, it's ultimately telling you, eventually it seems like you're going to leave. You're going to depart. You're going to go elsewhere. And there's much more avenues for you to be happy. There's much more avenues for money flow, for enjoyment. Something about working with families or in homes, or I don't know, it could be like rental property, something about homes, or I said something similar to Scorpio, like interior design, creating environments of warmth and... like set design. I know a Libra who actually does that. So yeah, that might be for one or two of you. Like creating warm, welcoming environments, basically the opposite of whatever this is. Like if you were to walk into this room, you'd be like, what the, like something that like fear mentality, you have to do it this way or else there will be consequence. It's interesting that in a sense is like it reminds me of Libra. So you may actually be dealing with another Libra, but it's like a crooked Libra. It's like their scales are off kilter or off center. It's something like that. It's time to chase your passion elsewhere, where people invest their faith, their time, their money, their energy, their excitement, their passion in whatever it is that you're selling, whatever it is that you're doing. Yeah, it's like you're this is cheesy, but it's like you're supposed to follow your rainbow to that pot of gold. Staying in the status quo, right? Miser, holding on to something for dear life. Like, where's my tower? This is such a good metaphor. You may be staying for reasons that on the surface seem logical. I need the paycheck. I need the benefits. I need the this and that. But there's a lack mentality of you recognizing that like there's a whole wide world out there. This is indicating there's a lot more options for you. Something about save yourself. You're like waiting for permission to do something, or... yeah, there's several cards indicating that there's like this this dynamic of wanting to be rescued. Please don't take offense to this, but there is like a little bit of a someone's going to come and save me type thing. And it's asking you to step into your power. You're the King of Wands, right? It's asking you, rather than being like the victim who constantly gets burned and put down. And this could represent you coming home to your spouse or your best friend and just being like, boy, have I had a day. Instead, like, to use that, this really difficult energy, this chaos, this conflict, this exhaustion you're feeling, which is what this is. You're wounded warrior. Keep fighting the fight, because instead of fighting the fight for a breakthrough in the current situation, you're going to actually be motivated to move elsewhere. Holding on for dear life, it's like that's illogical. If somebody tells you that building, it's going to explode, you're not just going to stand there and watch it. Like, but I like this bench, I've got a good view. It's all I've ever known. It's familiar. It's comfortable. But the building's burning, Libra. Like, get out. And so I'm not trying to scare you. This is all kind of with like a wink, but this is indicating what you know to be true, or what your intuition is telling you. That is valid, so don't ignore it. Save yourself save yourself the disappointment of, I don't know, if there is shady stuff, maybe the company goes bankrupt, right? Maybe there's some sort of like legal case or lawsuit or something, and you get dragged into it because you were associated with these people. Be really careful who you trust. Be very careful who you let into your soul tribe. And ultimately, if you are being called to pursue something elsewhere, maybe some of you are going into business with a spouse, or even with your child, right? If your child's an adult and they're starting their business, you may be called to go in and help with that. It could be something like that. I just keep getting, you're being called elsewhere and you know it. Following your light. Some of you want to be light workers, and work as healers. Something about speakers, speaking to the group. Because you don't morally or ethically agree with what's currently being spoken, the preacher. This may also have to do with politics as well. And it doesn't have to be huge, but wherever in your district, some of you think that the leadership is, what is the word? Seedy. It's, you don't trust who is in charge, and some of you are wanting to go out and, again, rule with kindness, light work, but essentially like, send out the positive messages, the correct messages to the people. Something that is, this is killing me. What is the word I'm looking for? Corrupt, crooked. Those are the terms. Something about the leadership is corrupt and crooked. You want to right that wrong. You want to give people new insight. You want to illuminate them to the truth. Again, a light worker. Something about this is saying you have quite a task ahead of you, because it's almost like you are surrounded by darkness. It's like these little balls of light, these little ounces of light. It's what you hold in your heart, in your soul, your body. It's like you're trying to spread that light to the world, that goodness, that truth, right? Justice, Libra, the scales. But you are surrounded by darkness. Like, there's a lot, and I don't mean that in like a creepy way. You don't need to be fearful per se, but you have quite ahead of you because of all of the shadow stuff that is coming out. This is such a unique message. I hope this makes sense to someone out there. Surrounded by corruption or dark energies, or people who just don't have good intent, malintent, crooked, greedy people. You have something beautiful to offer the world, but because of that, make sure you're not attracting energy vampires. The way like insects go to a light. Again, light worker, something very pure, something untainted. The child, the innocence, as I'm saying. I think this is a metaphor for you. You are supposed to go out and put beautiful things into the world, but it does require a lot of bravery and strength and courage to break away from the pack. To be a trailblazer, to be an earth angel, to welcome people into the tribe, into the community, into the town, into the whatever. Again, you in a leadership role, welcoming them in with love, right? In that pool of intuition and love and faith and spirituality. Some of you may want to be a religious leader, but even so, it's like you're having to right the wrongs of people in the past. It's almost like having to, I heard rewrite history, but it's something about we've been on a trajectory so long and doing it the wrong way, the corrupt way, the unethical way, the impure way. Yeah, it's like something about this. You are going down a path where you are illuminating people to the truth because it's been eclipsed by the wrong people. This very very rigid, very heavy, very dominant, I will say masculine energy. It's eclipsing the light. It's eclipsing the fire. It's very much that shadow energy. You, Libra, are the one fighting against it. You are trying to illuminate people to a new truth, to set them free, to open up their world. It's like cracking open their mind to see things from a different viewpoint and perspective. Again, it's the light. You're welcoming them into the light. Some of you are actually working as counselors. This is a completely different message. Some of you are working as counselors or some type of therapist or I don't know, psychologist who prepare people for death. Mentally, you help prepare them to go into the light. That's for one or two of you, but yeah, it's significant. The things that they are fearing, the religion that they've been brought up with, something about this is so specific. I'm sorry, but it's like you are going to go to hell because you had premarital sex. You're going to go to hell because you got a tattoo. Like this, that, and the other thing. You illuminate them to know, like you are one of God's children. God loves you. You're going to be safe. You know, your family is waiting for you. The angels are calling you. You put people's mind at ease where they have been victims or they have felt fear regarding other relationships or other leaders in their life. This is such a heavy message. Some of it's faith and spiritual religion-based. Some of it is government-based. Some of it is very much like career enterprise, like the leadership is corrupt. You are a trailblazer to rule with kindness and love, to bring the family together, like the family of light workers. What an interesting message. All right. Let's see. Yeah, politics is really big for a lot of my Libras out there. And I'm going to be real. If this isn't your message, this may be someone in your life, and this might be like an aha moment of, oh, that's my sister. Oh, that's my whoever. You may be kind of being called to go towards that. And that's sort of what this is. It's like hop in the cab. We got places to go. You're going to go places, kid. Forward movement, Chariot. It's a card of Cancer. This may involve a Cancer or a Taurus. And actually, this is you. It's Taurus and Libra energy, but yeah, I was getting that anyway. Sagittarius. There's more money to be made here. Again, so this money card, the way it's surrounded by snow, frozen assets, frozen accounts, again, corruption and money. I just keep getting whatever is being built on a team that you don't trust them anyway, whatever foundation you are trying to grow from in the current dynamic with those current people that you don't trust, what you're building, it's coming down. That's what I mean. It's like save yourself. The writing is on the wall. You know that this team doesn't have their shit together to succeed in a way that you can envision and want to. So either break off individually or find your tribe, find your group of people. The world talks about the ending of a cycle and setting yourself free in some capacity. Maybe some of you are giving your resignation. Yeah, something about important documents, signing contracts, getting out of a contract that was legally binding, finding out that, again, something about the document was fixed or it was rewritten or, something about a false documents. Like illegal papers, fake passports, fake licenses. I don't know what that is. All right, the help available to you. You have the Moon, unexpected income, the Seven of Pentacles, the Empress, and you are safe. You are safe to go off. Some of you, again, you're fearing the instability that going off on your own may cause. And so, where is he? This one. You're holding on to something for dear life when you actually need to release and set it free and have faith that there's something much better out there for you. 10 of Pentacles twice. There's some sort of important judgment call you need to make on the current situation to allow more sunlight and happiness into your life. And for those looking for love, by the way, do you have the Lovers 3 times? You have the Lovers twice. Separating yourself from the toxic people in your life, cutting them out. It may have to do with a Capricorn, though it doesn't have to. It allows new, beautiful partnership to come in, and something about these people will lift you up. See how that literally, right? Lifting you up to God, to your destiny, to your purpose. When before you were being talked down to, they were treating you as replaceable. They were treating you like a child. They were literally ruling with fear mentality, like a fear-based system, very rigid, very, like a long-standing tradition. This is how we do it. We're not going to go off in your creative direction. It frees yourself from that rigid system of belief and thought, and you end up meeting people or working with a new team of people that they want to lift you up. They believe in your ideas. They believe in you as like their leader. That's why this is coming up too. You have the Empress. You're making an important assessment on your career or on your money. It may have to do with your health or your home too, but for a lot of you, it's career. It's like you're looking at from a vantage point up at the tree again, where you are the smaller person. You're looking up at like this very intimidating person in power or something like that. But when you recognize you've been sitting on the throne, you could have potentially been sitting on the throne the whole time. It's like you just needed to envision yourself as the emperor. Something about looking in the mirror and recognizing your strength, your value, your worth, your magic, right? There's something very like kind of psychic gypsy fortune teller. Again, that intuition that is like, run, get out of here. These people are like effed up. That is a message that is coming through for a reason. You are supposed to take the lead. Again, do you have the Empress? You do. You have the Empress twice. So whether you're male or female, divine feminine energy, the mother, the creator, the one who nurtures the team, the one who develops the seed long term. And I did say there was this metaphor of the long-standing tradition. We've always done it this way, and this is how it's always going to be. It's very, I don't know how else to say it. It's very male egocentric. And I love dudes. I love all the males out there, even those watching. This still is a message for you. But there's something about, it's like you're surrounded by men. And yeah, I don't know why it's a gender thing, but it is presenting very strongly as that. And so the Empress and maybe two people, maybe two females are branching off from this and they're going to start their own business. It may have to do with a romantic partner, though I don't think that's for all of you. It could also involve your mother in some capacity. If you and your mother may have some sort of creative idea, your mother may help you, I don't know, design your website, whatever it is. Something about the mother gives birth to the baby, gives birth to the creative project. And where I was going with that, the long-standing tradition, how I say you almost have to rewrite history. You have to change people's minds because they've been spoon-fed these really corrupt ideas for years and years. It's like you're passing them the key to their destiny, and again, to enlighten them in a new way. Light workers, as we were saying with this Empress card, to shed light in darkness. It's another metaphor for having to replant seeds that grew wrong. It's something about like they grew, this is so weird, they grew with like a mutation. It's like when you go in the grocery store and they have those really bizarre fruits that like spawned like an apple with an extra apple on the side of it or whatever it is. I feel like green peppers or something like that where you look at them, it's like, what the hell? Like what went wrong here? It's inbreeding, I just heard. And it has to do with the thoughts that are being like bred through society or spoon-fed. Again, what the leadership has been preaching to the group in metaphor, you are course correcting that. You are digging up what can be salvaged, taking it to new lands, right? Moving, changing locations, spots, territories, because you know that there's a way to grow it and do it better based in love, based in support, based in kindness, based in spirituality. Again, like the angel welcoming the tribe, welcoming the family. Some of you are starting like your own, I do want to say like spiritual group, church group, light workers, like a coven of sorts. Do you understand what I mean? But you rule with kindness and love. There is no prejudice or, it's something about you welcome everybody. One and all, I just heard. Interesting. But it does, the help available to you is assess the seeds that are growing. And if there's anything you want to take with you, take it now because it's like you're on to bigger and better things. You need to step into your power. That's the help available to you. And what you're not realizing is that while money may be stable, and again, you're holding on to this job because you need the paycheck. Again, I'm not saying quit, use your intuition. But down the line, you have Empress and unexpected income. So you are safe to pursue other places, other people, other ideas. And it scares you, doesn't it? That's what these cards are indicating. These are cards of both having faith that something better is up ahead, but you might not understand it all right now. That's no reason to play it safe, to stay stuck, right? The 4, it's very safe, it's very solid, but there's no room to grow here because you're holding on to something too tight. It's being suffocated. Your seed, your light, your ideas, your ability to grow, it's being suffocated in this current environment or with this current person. Maybe this is all a metaphor for your marriage. I don't know. If it's your story, take it and run with it. But this is having emotional intelligence, Libra, of the mind, right? To go after something in the distant horizon, the castle in the clouds, right? Recognizing the cups that got you here, while they did offer you support in some capacity, emotionally, they've run out of water. It's emotionally void. There's nothing that this current situation is providing to you anymore that brings you happiness. So again, some of you will know, maybe this isn't your story, maybe it is, right? But if that sounds familiar, this is needing to have courage to go after that thing in the distance. That again, with the moon, there's uncertainty. There's some unclarity. It may involve a Pisces. This is the card of the moon. 8 of Cups talks about going after your 9 of Cups, your wish fulfillment. Leaving what is familiar behind, leaving the safety zone to pursue something even greater. With the moon, more aligns with your dreams, whatever it is you're dreaming of. And we know you are. You see the vision of it. You see how great it could be. If you could only be surrounded by people who saw that vision, who had the same sort of calling that you had, who see something about the judgment, who use their judgment or their logic in the same way that you do. You want to do something that makes people happy, that brings them joy. Even if you're selling a product, it comes from a place of wanting to improve people's lifestyle. Some of you may want to be a life coach. Again, bringing out, like doing important light work. When you're surrounded by darkness, depression, feelings of sadness, you offer hope, you offer light to other people. Yeah, you are safe to pursue this career, and I just got to be real. Going off into the unknown is scary. There is some sort of emotional risk. It will be worth it in the end. No risk, no reward. This looks real nice, Libra. This is one of your cards, right? Very beautiful. People respect the Empress, right? She has great ideas, and she's gotten, this is important, she has obtained power in a way that is just, that is fair. She went through the proper channels. She didn't have to lie and cheat and steal and fix the documents. And, it's something about doing it the right way. Fairness. She rules with fairness and love and kindness. But she's also very fun and flirty and creative, right? She's a people person, very charismatic. You have something beautiful to offer. You just have to recognize that people see it in you. Do you see it in yourself? When you look in the mirror, do you see the Empress, even for my males out there? Because that's what you are. It's just, it's needing to believe it yourself. Because maybe for years you were told you were nothing. You were told you were less than. You were told you couldn't do it, or that you needed to fear whatever. Something about fearing the rebellion, or fearing breaking away from tradition would not be acceptable. It's the opposite. When you break away, you get lifted up. And I got to be honest, universe wants you to do this. Spirit wants you to do this. Spirit wants you to be happy. They would never, whatever you believe in, your source of religion or spirituality, higher power, that body or that being doesn't want you to stay in a place that is safe, or unsafe or conflicted, or unless there's lessons to be learned in that. And I'm sure you're at this landing spot for a reason. There is something to be gained from the experience. But again, staying at the risk of your own demise or some sort of like inevitable destruction, if you feel like you can walk away from this having gained everything you can gain from it, then it's time to flee. Some of you are fearing the repercussions or something about being caught, needing to do something very sneaky and clandestine. Some of you, there's fear. Something about you fear the leadership, or you fear the judgment or the repercussions. Some of you need to go off and work with children, or you're wanting to work with children and help children who have like emotional issues or anger issues, or people who feel they've been abandoned. You rule with kindness, with fairness, with justice, and strength. You've had to dig deep and find your own strength to pursue your wildest dreams, to go after the things that inspire you. Then it's almost like you spread the word. You encourage people to go after to go after their dream careers, to put in the work for whatever they want to accomplish and achieve. Yeah, many partnerships in line for you, Libra. Some of them are romantic, some of them are business partnerships, or lots of clients, lots of families, lots of people coming in and out of your life for your advice, for your guidance. Because you're magnetic. Something about you is, there's a part of you that wants to be very adventurous and try and explore new things. And that is like infectious. I'm so sorry, guys. My camera froze. All right, so last thing, we're going to wrap up with just some of these oracle cards. That was probably a sign from the universe, like, wrap it up. This video is too long. For Libra, these messages were just coming through. So hopefully this helps someone. Very unique, very specific message, but some of you Libras are a twin, working with your sister or with your sibling, with your twin. It doesn't even have to be a twin, your brother. It could be your twin flame, a romantic partner. Partnership with them is indestructible. It's very strong. It's someone great that you can work with, that you can lean and depend on, they empower you, they inspire you, they lift you up. It may be someone who even looks like you, if it's not literally a twin. Yeah, you are impenetrable. You are a force to be reckoned with. Could be a Gemini or a Capricorn. All right, my fearless freedom lights up the world. The light workers. I love that came out. Oh, that's such a beautiful message. And then this one came out. I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. The light and the darkness. Like, I can't make this shit up, Libra, right? A light worker in some capacity. And that word freaks some of you out. You think that has to do with like this kind of like spiritual trailblazer. It really doesn't. It's being compassionate. It's being empathetic. It's putting goodness out into the world for all the people who are putting darkness and fear-based mentalities out. Yeah, you're rewriting it. You're course correcting like society. It's really powerful. All right, guys, and there's that light worker card, that sun. Some of you may be working with a Leo or children or families. Let me know in the comments down below if this video resonates for you, or if it doesn't. What are you going through, right? Leave a comment of some kind. Leave a smiley face or, I don't know, a cute emoji. Let me know, and like, share, subscribe. I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, Libra.